Right, after 19 years, we're finally back in the Champions League. We're going to kick off our campaign tonight. Apwell away, Cyprian champions. We should win. We're going to do a classic Let's Play today. We're going to do like the Lose style. 2 games, Apwell and Girona. We've also got a few transfers to show you as we move into Season 9 of the Treq-inspired Malaga. Right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're not aware, this is Season 9 of my Malaga save. The rules have been, I've got to play with a Trequartista every single game, and we've also got to do a 4-2-3-1 every single game. And last season was our best season, finishing in 3rd Champions League football, back for the first time. That memorable season, the Malaga season, 2012, 2013, I think it was, when they reached the quarterfinals. They should have gone through. Absolutely done by some dodgy refereeing decisions against Borussia Dortmund. And then that was the pinnacle. And since then, it's been a slow decline till I took over in this save, and we've got them back into the Champions League. Now, we did have 50 million to spend. As you can see, we've started the season pretty well. We had 50 mil, but we haven't spent a great deal. We really struggled in bringing players in. We're also at our transfer limit in terms of the squad registration, not the transfer limit, budget limit, 1.2, and because of all the renewals of deals, we've not been really able to strengthen. And it's also been the scenario of like, we didn't want to sell anybody. The signings we kind of looked at, Marcus Rashford was available on a free transfer. He wanted £1.1 million a week. We couldn't offer him that. He ended up going to, I think, Brighton for about 400 grand a week. He's been Saudi. He still wants a bit of a payday. However, we've got a whole host of players that we're currently looking at. I've reshuffled the recruitment focus that I'll be covered in next video when we look at the B team and the 19s. But for us in the first team, we've made a couple of signings. First one is Jean Feminas. He's our third choice goalkeeper. We lost both goalkeepers, second and third. We need to bring in a Spaniard. 35. He'll be with us for a season, and that's it. Landry Fare is our new right back. He is a Barcelona graduate. He was shifted onto Atleti, had a couple of seasons there, and we've brought him in. Now, he's not absolutely world beating. We're not quite at that level where we can sign the world's best. And I just thought, well, we've got a couple of players who are kind of backups, but really promising prospects. I will show you one of them in a minute. We've just brought him in. He can play anywhere across the back four, which I think is really useful. 6'2". Gets forward whenever possible. Avoid using weak of it, dives into tackles. Really happy. Like, average in terms of technicals, good physicals. He's just a decent player at a price of 12 million. That isn't going to break the bank for us. And the other two are Gustavo Sarr. Got him on a free transfer from Malaga. Really good technicals. He looks like a really good, solid player. He's already value shot up. 26 years old. We've probably got the best years with him. He's going to be able to rotate in a couple of positions. We're also training him as a register because he can dribble. He's got good first touch, good passing, good technique, good vision, good physicality about him as well. Pace, stamina, strength, very good physical. So yeah, I'm thinking if Adagula does go, then he will be the man that could potentially step up or at least be a backup. And the last one was Hristo Grigov. We've been looking at him for a long time. He's been on our scout report a long time, and we've picked him up. His release clause was 2.3 million. He's played a little bit more than what I wanted him to do at the start because we've had a goalkeeper injured. The first choice goalkeeper just out with a hamstring problem, I think. So he's come in. He's done okay. Look, passing's not great. First touch ain't great. Punching tendency's fine. Rushing out tendency as well. That's low, but that's not too bad. And he's been fine. On the outs, Astrolaga was our sort of like second choice goalkeeper. He's gone to Sassuolo on a free. Mosquera we spoke about has gone. Never really kicked on for us. Played a couple of years ago on loan, and then we got him, and he only played 5 games last season. And then probably the most shock was Stenbeck. We spoke about it in last episode. I just didn't have a role for him. He's a little bit all over the place. He was whinging at game time, and I just couldn't find a place for him. So I thought, right, I'm just going to double my money, cash in. I did try and get like 20 million for him at the start, but we could only get 10. He wanted to go. He was whinging. We've got Gustavo Sarr. We can always strengthen. We've still got money in the bank, 38.6 million. I'm happy with what we've done. We've also called up Luciano Fontana. We signed him in January, and he's proving to be quite a nice little backup. We're just giving him sub games at the moment. Hopefully, when rotation kicks in now the Champions League started, he will start to play a little bit more. But I'm basically trying to get him as much game time as possibly. 6 foot. Crossing is already 14. Rated 4.5 star. I think like he is the future. Landry Farr will be fine for now. 2 years' time, this boy will be ready to go, maybe even in a season's time. We just need to make sure we give him a little bit more game time than we currently are doing. Now, we've started the season pretty well. We've had a really good, bear in mind the opposition that we've had. Sevilla away, 2-0, absolutely deserved. Teo and Yusufa Mokoku. Atleti 2-0. We didn't play great in that. It was a bit of an edgy one. Mokoku pen and then Gustavo Stein in the 93rd minute. Then to Sociedad, 2-0 down at half-time. We opened ourselves up a little bit in the second half and we did play a lot better. Levante 2-1. Mora, I've been giving him a start just because he's been whinging about game time, so I thought it was important to give him some games. I'm going to give him a game in the Champions League as well today because it's so important, I think, that we keep hold of him. He's still only 20 years old. He's going to be 21 very soon, but he is very, very good. I'm a little bit, he was wanted in the summer, but only for like loan deals by clubs like Metz and Lyon. It's weird how sometimes when they're wanted, they're always wanted by teams of the same country. You often get, if Mexican clubs are after a random player, you get a whole host of Mexican clubs. And it was the summer of French clubs wanting him, but never quite put a bid in, which was fine because I really needed him to stay as a backup. And then we've just played Celta Vigo. They were like second bottom. Miguel Angel's been out the side, come in. I thought we needed a little bit more directness. He's come in and done really well. Scored on 1 and then 10. Ledesma, 36. Estevao, 68, who's made a slow start to the season, but we are in second. So we've got Apwell first, then we've got Girona in the double live com. Girona have started the season very well, scoring 18 goals in 5 games, including smashing 7 past Las Palmas, 4 against Mallorca, 3 against Valladolid, 3 against Osasuna, and 1 against Alaves. The Champions League, you'd expect, is going to be incredibly strong. I think we were 4th seeds, which you'd expect because we've only been in this, Europe once in the save. And our group games, Apwell away, then PSV away. So we need to pick up some points early doors. RB at home, which I do fancy. Liverpool away is a shocker. Shakhtar and then Besiktas, which I fancy both at home. And then Bayern Munich away and Porto at home. So there's a chance. There's definitely a chance that we can qualify for the next round of the knockouts. What the board wanted us to do? Be competitive. I think we can do that. There's a little bit of a requirement to qualify for the Champions League, which I think we do need to do. Getting constant, that flow of money is really important, especially when our wages are high in terms of other teams in the league. But, we're at the top of our budget at 60 million. So we're the top 6, but then there's a bit of a jump. Atleti's budget is dropping. That was 106 last year, so I don't know if that's because of their budget requirements. But we really need to try and get up a lot higher towards probably the £1.5 million a week, which would give us, in and around sort of like £90 million. Because the only way we're going to catch these is if we can really compete financially. So Champions League football is huge. And then performances so far, Ardagula, 3 appearances, 4 assists. I think that was in the last game. It was absolutely tremendous. Angel's come in. Centauri, our goalkeeper's injured. Ingleses has started to play a little bit. He's whinged about game time. He's quite good. But the issue we've got is my boy. Where is my boy? Teo has not made a great start. He's been out the side. I'm going to recall him for that Apwell game because he's our boy. He's our leader. He's our talisman. So I do want to bring him back into the fold. But he does need to shape up a little bit just because other players are wanting game time. He's now 29, 30 at the end of the season. We've offered him a new deal as well. He only wanted 37.5 grand. So we've kept him and we'll have him at least for another 3 seasons. As well, this is interesting. This is another big reason why we're struggling. Not financially, because our finances are really good. We've got 109 in the balance. We've also improved our training facilities. We've also improved our youth recruitment and our youth facilities all in the past few months. So we've spent heavily on that to get us back up to sort of like exceptional level. So the finances are good, but sponsorship, commercial income, 314 million. 314 million for Real Madrid. Atleti Madrid 65, but ours is, we're not even at 5 million, so we really need to work on it. Obviously, more seasons in Europe will help, but we really need to get that up in around. The more money we have, the bigger budget the league gives us, which means more we can spend and then more we can challenge the big boys. So here's our starting 11. We're going Grigov, Fare, the new signer, Ledesma, Barashina, Edu Sanchez, Ocon, Gula, Angel, Teo, Esteve, and we are going to go Mora just because we said we need to give him some game time. I think Apwell is probably one of the weakest sides in the competition, so we need to try and get him some game time as much as possible. because he is potentially the future, or potentially a huge in terms of sell-on value. They are going with a 4-2-3-1. We've still got our 4-2-3-1 narrow, but I have got 3 variations right here. So we've got a narrow, which is our bog standard one, but we've just struggled a little bit too passive. So this is our narrow formation, still the 4-2-3-1 narrow, but we've got the team set to wider, and we've increased the passing from short, very short passing to just shorter, and then tempo from lower to higher. So it just helps us move the ball around, especially against teams that we're expecting to beat and teams play with maybe a deeper block. Right, our first go back in the Champions League. I want it to be special, guys. If we lose today, we're in for a hide. And I remember last year on FM23, we got new go-ahead Eagles into the Champions League, and our first campaign was absolutely rotten. We finished, I think we lost every single game. So we don't want that. And if we lose today against Apoel, then we know that we're in for a bit of a brutal return to the Champions League. Yeah, and they've scored. They've scored. These teams shouldn't be beating us because we're up there in La Liga playing the better likes of, we've outplayed Barcelona in one of the games last year, and it comes to the Champions League and we're 1-0 down. Right, well, shout at him. That's not the dream start. Like, that's the guy that's just scored. Come on. Right, we're struggling to get hold of the ball, so straight away, I'll go back onto the original tactic, lower tempo, hopefully we can get our foot on the ball and start playing. Right, corner Apoel. Good header by Teo. They're going to have another crack here. 40, just wide. Just wide. Right, Edu Sanchez. Our outlet down the left-hand side. He's going to pull. Ocon. Adagula. Lovely pass. Sanchez. Ooh, just had a choice. I thought you were going to hit it across. Gula. Deflected. Is it in? Is it going to count? I think it is. Teo scored. It had to be Teo. The man of the sort of like the save. Our club legend. A little bit of luck. Gula hits it. It comes off the defender. To be fair, Teo has volleyed it beautifully. Absolutely rattled it in. And it's a deserved... Is it? No. We'll go deserved equaliser. We've now got a better foothold in the game. We were at 40% under the other tactic. We've now got a little bit of a foothold in the game. Let's go out there. We are favourites. Let's go out and get that winner. The options as well. We've got options on the bench, especially in those attacking areas. We'll look at doing them around 60, 65. In particular, getting Mokoku on. They've hit the bar. Money as well. Like wins in the Champions League are important. Is it like $500,000? Is it like $500,000 for a win in the Champions League? Let's say demand more. Right, we're at 63. We've seen enough. So let's go. Shapeski on for Estevao. And Mokoku on. We haven't played great, boys, which is a bit of a shame because before I turned the computer off last night, we were absolutely flying. And these aren't great. These aren't a European side. And they're acting like they're Barcelona at the moment, or Real Madrid, because Real Madrid are the big boys in the save. Right, into the last 20, we are going to make a few more changes. We're going to get Sar on. We're going to bring Marsha on as well. We'll leave the last one, and we're going to go to the higher tempo. We need to be beating these teams, boys. Coming into the last 10, let's get Teo off. Inglesi's on. Come on. It's a duller. This is a bit of a stinker, boys. That's an absolute stinker. Not good enough. Like, we need to be beating teams like Apoel. They're going to be the lowest. They're going to finish. If they don't finish bottom, it'll probably be us based on that result. That's a stinker. Shit. We got 797. What do you get for winning? 2.4 mil. 2.4 mil. We need to be winning. We need to be winning games of football. Dear me. Right. Moving on to the Girona game. We need to improve. We've also just spent heavily. We've just spent £1 million compensation to bring this analyst in, recruitment analyst, because I found that our recruitment, I will talk about it in the next video, but a lot of our recruitment focuses were not really clicking, and I think it was down to, if we click on here, so we've got 3 scouts in Spain, but how it was doing, it was automatically assigning one guy, Adrian Lozano. Look, he's still got 4 recruitment focuses, and everyone else was doing nothing. So I've brought in a new team of people to really help with that and help us deliver and get some more, probably better, quicker, and more accurate reports. But that will be all in the next video. So make sure you subscribed to the channel. So we got him in, Salzano 1 million, and then Sangamani in as well. Analysing data, judging player ability. Yes, yes, yes. Right, this is where it says we don't need to rotate at the moment, but we are going to get Mokoku in. And you know what? I'm going to give Fontana a go. We're going to get our right back in for his first start. So Girona have Grazia in charge. Javi Grazia. Tammy's there. Gonzalo Borges is there. Alex Garcia is still there. And I've got Plazzari as well, one of my favourite FM players, the Italian goalkeeper. 4-4-2. Here we go. Right, we're going to start with our positive higher tempo again. Edu Sanchez. Oh, it's cleared. What we might need to do is go with the first tactic to start with, just to set us and settle us into the game, get some possession numbers up, start dominating the game in some games, and then maybe click the higher tempo on, but make sure we don't click it on too late. You know, if we look, we're settled in the game but struggling to break teams down, we maybe put it up, maybe, you know, after half an hour, 40 minutes, when we've kind of settled in the game. We don't want a basketball match. Absolutely not. We're going to get one, though. We're 1-0 down. What is going on? Terrible clearance. Well, it weren't a bad clearance, actually. We haven't dealt with the second ball or the third ball. Lovely little pass. It's lucky. He's come off his thigh. Okay. We're changing back to the narrow. Version 1. Lower tempo. Much shorter passing. We've not done anything. Absolutely anything with the game yet. Right. Is this going to be our first highlight? Come on. These are third, by the way. These are third, but we are second. Right, we're here. We're in. Ocon, Estevao, Mokoku. He's in. He's in. He absolutely buries it, boys. He's third of the season. Like, we haven't played him as much because we were trying to give Mora a bit of game time, but he's absolutely buried it for us. Good break. We're not normally a team that breaks, but what we do is, because of our double shadow strikers, we get both of them. Oh, that's Trequartista. We get them into really good areas, and we split their DM, and then Mokoku's got the pace. We've got the quality just to play it in. Simple pass through. But Mokoku finishes really well. Wallop. 1-1. We're back in it. First shot of the game for us. Right, Fontana, the youngster, the young Argentinian. 6 foot he is. He's giving the ball away. Good lad. Get back in. Tammy Abraham. He must be like 35, 36. Good block. We did look at him, but he was nowhere near good enough for what we needed, especially because we're only playing one striker. They're saying offside, but I don't know how it can be offside from a corner. No, it's onside. It's a great header. Goalkeeper should have saved it. Right, corner, right before half-time. Are we going to get an equaliser here? Agel, Gula, Mokoku, Gula, Estevao. Oh, just wide. Just wide. I'm going to berate him because we are not at the races. We're not winning first balls. We're not winning second balls. Fontana, Gula, Teo, Estevao. We're breaking again. Angel. Square it. Square it. He has done. Estevao. Oh, he's put it over. We're breaking really well. We're not really a counter-attacking side, boys. Right. We're going to the narrow, higher tempo one again. We need to be better than that. We've started to get a grasp of the possession, though. Right. Gula. Teo's there. We've managed to get Gula on corners. Teo's like 6'5", and he's an absolute threat in the box. So we did want him to be in the box. First few seasons, he's been taking the free kicks, but everything is now taken by Gula. Ledesma, it's a good header by Ledesma. Garcia. Oh, it's a great ball. What's our right back doing? What's our right back doing? Like, let's just track. There he is. Just completely switched off. Okay, he's had a bit of a stinker. We're 3-1 down. Gutierrez, Atero, they're scoring goals for fun this Girona side. I don't know how. Like, wouldn't get him a starting 11. Tammy's not bad at the age of, what is he? He's only 33, so he's not actually bad. But come on. Garcia in the midfield, 34, can't run. Atero, 28, wouldn't get in my team. But they're playing well in this 4-4-2. Right, Sanchez, we're going to make some changes afterwards. We've just given the ball away. So sloppy. So sloppy. And now they're breaking. Ocon steps in. That's why you're there as an anchor. Fontana. Done something right. Sanchez. Estevao. Good cross. Cleared. We're going to get it back in. Recycle. Fontana. We've got balls in the bodies in the box, and that's an absolute shocker. Are they breaking on us? Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are. Oh my God. Fontana's had an absolute mare. Let's get him off. We'll also get Shapesky off. Gula's really struggling fitness-wise. So let's get Sarr on. Game's gone. Edu Sanchez is struggling as well. So let's go Marsa at left back. Aye, 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 boys. 43, 53 and 60. We've absolutely been ripped a new one. And our defensive frail is perhaps showing through. We can't take our chances. I think I'm going to have to go back to this, like the original narrow one, and just be a little bit more cautious in games. Like, we've scored again, but I think the games are maybe a little bit too open and we're getting ripped apart. I'm still not happy with the centre-half in Ledesma. He's average. And while we've got a lot of average players still in the squad, like the left full-back, Marsa coming in, the right-back, pretty average, we might just need to hold fire a little bit and make sure we're still in games. It's 4-3. There's nothing wrong with that, referee. We've got another one. It's 4-3. Ocon with the header. There's still time. We won't get a highlight, will we? 5 minutes. Guarantee won't get a highlight. Guarantee won't get a highlight. Guarantee we won't get a highlight. Told you. Told you we wouldn't. Right. Oh, boys. What an episode for you to see. 2 live comms. Not a win. They're coming in training tomorrow because that was terrible. So I think we do need to go back to the tactic number 1. That one. Lower tempo, shorter passing, overlaps left and right. It's our primary one anyway. Let's stick with that. And then if we need to chase games later on, we'll then maybe look at the other. All right, guys, we will come back. I'm not sure. You probably want to see some Champions League games. If you do, let me know down in the comments. We've got Eindhoven coming up. Hopefully, we can rack up a couple of wins. Maybe a double one, maybe a Liverpool, or we can't do double Champions League, but we'll look at maybe bringing in one of those big home Champions League games. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Smash a like on today's video. Videos at the weekend. Clement, Philippe Clement, Rangers, Tactic, and Simone Inzaghi, Inter Milan. Beautiful. Take care. See you later.